maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I also taught journalism and media courses at university. And during that time, AI was really like a big topic. And like there were some points that Lubitsa mentioned earlier. I wanted to just connect because this resonated a lot with me. So Lubitsa, you mentioned something about what is our role today that will be the role of the youth in the future. And you mentioned something about combining theory and practice in harmony. So that resonated a lot because again, I was a master's student when I taught journalism courses at university, and I was thinking how to integrate AI when in fact my university in the Philippines, advised against using AI for example, for exams, for teaching, but I went against that rule and I asked my students to use AI. So I gave them 2 exams, one of which was creating a documentary, but I told them to use AI, ChatGPT, to generate the script. I told them that I will not grade the output generated by ChatGPT. I will grade the way that they prompted or put some prompts in ChatGPT and ask them to justify the logic, why they use that kind of lines and why did they want to use that lines to generate the specific image or specific line. So in this way, I taught them to use AI, but not to be lazy. I taught them to be very critical of what they're inputting AI because anyway, that is the way to go. We will be using AI more and more in the future. And so I'm telling them to not be afraid of using AI, but to be very critical about using it. The second exam that I gave them was, I told them to generate a letter, an appeal letter to me, because the idea was they will be failing the entire exam. And so they had to appeal that they will need to get a perfect score. But then the appeal was they needed to use every single part of misinformation practices that there is on the internet. Meaning they can use ad hominem attacks on me, they can use misinformation, they can use generated fake content. But then they were so confused, they were so worried. It's like, wait sir, why are you asking us to generate this kind of exam, like a letter full of misinformation? But I told them that that's the point, because you are so exposed to this kind of content on social media. You know how many people use ad hominem attacks or fake news. And the fact that you're doing researching one, makes you more knowledgeable that when you encounter this kind of fake news content, you will know that this is the logic, why people are doing it, people are sharing it. So in the end, that was a very fun exercise because like they had so many fake news content about me, but then they were kind of very cautious and they went deeper, they investigated, they tried to find more resources about how to do fake news. And so that will give them, like the arms the weapons to combat against fake news. So in this case, what I'm saying is more of teachers and professionals should, be aware that AI is already here and it's not going away. But what we need to tell the youth is that we need to lead or at least tell them to be critical of how they use AI. At the same time, not just to be critical, but be ethical. Because there are so many ways that they can manipulate, use, and operate AI, but then are they using it for good purposes? And Lubitsa mentioned about nature and the environment. That's also one big thing because I encountered like a research or a study before saying that one prompt generates tons of electricity in whatever server of AI tools there is. So like just one pump and then you're using too much water and using too much electricity. There's already so much, you know, waste of energy. And so we need to tell people that, you know, yes, it's easy to get answers from ChatGPT, but what is the risk behind this? So that's what I was going to share in the conversation about AI. Thank you very much.
Wow.